Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer cannot afford to lose to West Ham tomorrow after bizarre tactics and subs against young boys. A lot of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer in that 2-1 defeat to young boys, and obviously there is United fans that are Ole out reflecting on the loss. I'm expecting Manchester United to beat West Ham tomorrow. The reasons is because we've got a very good record against West Ham. We seldom lose to them. We've got a very good away record in the Premier League. We are unbeaten in our last 28 Premier League away games. Plus we've enjoyed a very good start to the Premier League season. We have won 3 games out of 4. We have registered 10 points from a possible 12. West Ham, they had a very good win against Dynamo Zagreb in the Europa League. And last season, West Ham enjoyed a very good season to their standards. I think last season they finished 5th or 6th. They just missed out on a Champions League place. You've got to give David Moyes credit. He's doing really well in his second spell at West Ham. He's transformed West Ham. He's been at West Ham now almost 2 years in his second spell. In his first spell at West Ham, he did poor. He got sacked. Before, Moyes has managed Real Sociedad. He got sacked from them. He's managed Sunderland. He got sacked from them because he got Sunderland relegated. He managed us for 10 months, and obviously then we sacked him. David Moyes was the worst manager we ever had. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. Moyes managed Everton before. He was a long-serving manager at Everton. He endured 11 years with them, and he's managed Preston before. As you all know, West Ham have got Antonio suspended for the game tomorrow because he got sent off in West Ham's 0-0 draw with Southampton. They've also got Winston Reid out with injury. Pablo Fornals, he's one of West Ham's key players. I think he'll be in contention to play tomorrow. Ben Rama, he's definitely one of West Ham's key players. West Ham got him from Brentford. They've also got Jared Bowen, he's good. They've got Lanzini, I think he'll be in contention to play in the game. Solskjaer has made an impact at West Ham. I think he'll be involved tomorrow. West Ham have also got Declan Rice. Man United have been linked with Declan Rice. It said a few weeks ago that Man United identified Declan Rice as #1 midfield transfer target for next summer. Declan Rice is likely to leave West Ham next summer as he targets a club offering Champions League football. Solskjaer is confident on the Declan Rice transfer. Well, in this year's summer transfer window, he did say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Declan Rice. And Declan Rice did mention that he was unhappy with West Ham's 100 million price tag. Rice has rejected a few contract offers at West Ham. He's got 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. West Ham have also got Mark Noble. Now, Mark Noble has been at West Ham for a lot of years, so he's remained loyal to them for a long time. Mark Noble is ageing up. They've also got Craig Dawson. I think in this year's summer transfer window, West Ham got him permanently. At one point they had him on loan. They got Craig Dawson from Watford. I think Craig Dawson has made an impact. They've also got Vladimir Kufal, he's quite good. West Ham have got Aaron Cresswell, he's their left back. I think he's like the 4th best left back in the Premier League. I think he'll be playing tomorrow. Issa Diop, he's one of West Ham's centre halves. Ogbonna, I think he's another one of their centre halves. They've got Ryan Fredericks, Yarmolenko. They made a few signings in this year's summer transfer window. They brought Alex Kralin, Vlasic, Zuma and Areola. And one of West Ham's goalkeepers is Fabi Anske. Don't forget West Ham lost Sebastian Haller and he was very good. They also let Frederick Ibsen go out on loan. They let Robert Snodgrass go. He went to West Brom. They also offloaded Felipe Anderson. Last season, we beat West Ham at the London Stadium 3-1. We're beating them at Old Trafford 1-0 in the Premier League last season, and we're beating them 1-0 in the FA Cup last season. Solskjaer has beaten David Moyes a few times as Man United manager, but yet tomorrow Moyes will be reuniting with Man United. He'll also be reuniting with us again next Wednesday, because we do play West Ham in the EFL Cup 3rd round. Earlier on today, I gave you the news on Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has done really well in training recently. After injury, surgery, operation. Rashford is expected to return in like 3 weeks. Alex Telles, I think he's still out. Wouldn't have been in contention to play in this game anyway. I think Dean Henderson is still unavailable. Amad Diallo's out. And that's about it. McTominay has just come back from a groin injury. If we do beat West Ham tomorrow, we will go back top. I think we are now 4th. Obviously because of today's results. Now, yesterday, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, suggested that Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free transfer next summer. He did mention that Turin is still in Paul Pogba's heart. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Negotiations are in place over a new contract. Well, Paul Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. Pogba is very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. That's what it said earlier on this season. Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias Pogba, said earlier on this week that Paul Pogba has not yet decided on his future and his contract situation is up in the air. Paul Pogba has enjoyed a very good start to the season. He's already got 7 assists in the Premier League. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained some ankle injuries at Man United. Defence Essential said a few weeks ago that Pogba favours a switch to Real Madrid over the PSG deal. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with Pogba. A couple of years ago, Pogba spoke about Real Madrid and his relationship with Zinedine Zidane. And he came out and said that he's seeking for a new challenge. Earlier on this season, it said PSG are pushing to sign Pogba next summer. And earlier on this season, it said Pogba's set to join PSG on a free next summer. Back in August, it said PSG are prepared to offer Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. PSG couldn't get him in this year's summer transfer window because they got Lionel Messi. You know, this season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and we paid 89 million for him, so reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Now, you know the news on Donny van der Beek. Paul Ince recently said that Donny van der Beek has absolutely no chance of staying at Manchester United after he got taken off at half-time in the 2-1 loss against Young Boys. And like I mentioned, Solskjaer shouldn't have taken Van der Beek off against Young Boys because he was our best player in the first half. Prior to the game, Solskjaer did say he's been working hard to get into the team. Solskjaer is prepared to play Donny van der Beek in a 2-man midfield, and Solskjaer hints at a new role for Donny van der Beek this term. The other week, Donny van der Beek told Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his best position. Van der Beek reckons he will be best served operating as a number 6 or as a number 8. Van der Beek spoke about his Man United future in an exclusive interview with Rio Ferdinand. Van der Beek admitted that he's prepared to keep fighting to earn his place in the team and to remain part of the plans of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the other week, Van der Beek's agent did a lot of talking. Solskjaer rejected Donny van der Beek's exit because Everton were close to signing him on loan. You know, this season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Last season he made 36 appearances for Man United in all competitions, but most of them appearances came from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United, but he is a good player. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025 and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. You know the news on Bruno Fernandes? Bruno Fernandes is close to signing a new 5-year contract worth £250,000 a week with the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, Fabrizio Romano said not so long ago that talks have been ongoing since July between Manchester United and the agent of Bruno Fernandes over a new contract. Fernandes, at the moment, is under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Bruno Fernandes has made it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. Bruno Fernandes is one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Man United, he's been very consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. But we have overplayed him. Last season, Bruno Fernandes won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Bruno Fernandes has been at Man United now for almost 2 years. I don't think Fernandes started against West Ham last season at London Stadium, but I can assure he will be starting tomorrow's game. But like I said, this season is absolutely massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. This season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. And we know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, and that's to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. We've won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles. It mentioned a few weeks ago that Solskjaer privately views Chelsea as Man United's biggest title rival, ahead of Man City and Liverpool. And before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. And a few weeks ago, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that he was part of. So yeah, we have got a title winning squad, so there's no excuses. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. I think there's a good chance Solskjaer will be sacked if he doesn't win a trophy this season. There has been rumours coming out regarding Antonio Conte. It recently said Antonio Conte would accept the Man United job if Solskjaer was to get sacked. Antonio Conte wants a winning project, so he's rejected Arsenal and he's rejected Tottenham. Jason Kunde said that Man United must sack Solskjaer and hire Antonio Conte. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. Conte has got a good pedigree behind him. You know, he won a lot of trophies in his home nation. Plus, he's managed in the Premier League before. Conte managed Chelsea, didn't he? And when he was at Chelsea in his first season, he won the Premier League. But there is some United fans that reckon that Conte would do a good job if he came in and he would suit the strappings of the club and he'd obviously get the best out of the players. But I'm not all out at the moment. I think we've got to give him at least this season. I have criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. Despite that though, I think Solskjaer's done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager, because he was inheriting a lot of the deadwood. So I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. But I can assure that Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year, and we made a mistake giving him that contract because he won't see out that contract. Solskjaer has managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. He's managed 101 games, is it, in the Premier League, So tomorrow's game will be his 102nd Premier League game as Man United manager. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years. Solskjaer has learnt quite a bit on the job, but there's still plenty of things he's got to learn because he's still a young coach, isn't he? But reflecting how long he's been with us, he has gained some managerial experience. But Ole has no proven pedigree as a manager. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He endured 2 spells at Molde, and before Molde he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. But whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, we'll always adore him because at the end of the day, he's a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. Solskjaer definitely has to improve his decision making because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. So that's one of my big concerns about him. But there's also, positives regarding Ole. I think since he's come in, he has brought consistency back in certain aspects. Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players, like he assured he would do when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth, that's another positive. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has signed 14 players so far, and we've spent like 441 million under the Solskjaer era, so in the summer of 2019, Ole recommended Daniel James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Back in January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Ighalo in on loan. He let Ighalo go in January this year. In the summer of 2020, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri loaned him out in the summer transfer window of this year, and he brought Amad Diallo in. And in this year's summer transfer window, brought Tom Heaton in, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, and re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. So obviously, 14 players are Solskjaer's. Obviously, we've still got some players here from the Jose Mourinho era, who Solskjaer's inheriting. I think there's still some here from the Van Gaal era. Obviously, Matt's here from the David Moyes era. And Jones and De Gea are still here from the Ferguson era. So there you go. And Ole's inheriting them. Ole's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. He loaned quite a few players out in this year's summer transfer window. Loaned Tahith Chong out, loaned Facundo Pellistri out, loaned Brandon Williams out, loaned Andres Pereira out, loaned Ethan Laird out, and loaned Axel Tuanzebe out. Ole's also let quite a lot of players go permanently. Obviously, in this year's summer transfer window, he sold Daniel James, sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold him is because we re-signed Ronaldo. Solskjaer also released Romero and Joe Pereira. Back in January, let Odin Ighalo go, let Fossa Mensah go, and let Marcus Rojo go. He's also let players like Young go, Valencia go, Smalling go, Darmian go, Herrera go, Angel Gomez go. Fellaini left back in January 2019. Also let Sanchez go and let Romelu Lukaku go. So they're a lot of the players we got rid of permanently under Ole. You can see progress has been made under Solskjaer as well. He has got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. Got us to the EFL Cup semi last season. Last season got us to the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager. It was disappointing we lost it, and he got us to the FA Cup quarter final last season. So there you go. But if Solskjaer to prove himself this season, he's got to win a trophy, and the Premier League is what we want. Last season got a second place finish, did Solskjaer, and in his first full season got a third place finish. And we have extended a lot of players' contracts under Ollie as well. It did mention a few weeks ago that Solskjaer wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, Shaw and Harry Maguire. So there you go. And Ollie is our best manager since Ferguson. In this year's summer transfer window, Solskjaer received the backing he deserved. You know, John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football, and Man United definitely made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. Darren Fletcher also backed him, and we certainly made the right decision recommending Darren Fletcher back in. And surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, had backed him, but only because they'd been persuaded to. And yeah, we made 4 signings in this year's summer transfer window, and we spent around 141 million. It was disappointing though that we didn't sign a midfielder in this year's summer transfer window, and we only managed to sell 1 player. I'm expecting Man United to sell players next year. You know, the players I want us to sell next year, I want us to sell Martial. We need to offload Matt Ayew, will probably leave at the end of the season when his current contract expires. Jesse Lingard, we need to offload him in January. Solskjaer did say in his press conference ahead of the game against West Ham that Lingard will be a Man United player next season, because Solskjaer said he's read through and through. We are looking to extend Lingard's contract. Lingard's current contract expires next year. The other week, Jesse Lingard rejected a new Man United contract offer over playing time concerns, despite him being in the last year of his deal. Earlier on in the summer, Lingard snubbed a return to West Ham. Lingard cost us a game against Young Boys on Tuesday with that back pass he produced in the 95th minute of stoppage time. I want us to offload Matic and Fred next year. I also want us to offload Jones and Diego Dalot. And we need to offload Donny van der Beek, because Donny van der Beek's not getting enough game time at Man United. And I'm expecting Edinson Cavani to leave at the end of the season. I can't say I want Edinson Cavani to leave though, because Cavani has made an impact since he's come in. He really has. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.